Hi guys, welcome back to another quick card pull. This is being filmed on Tuesday, August 18th, 2026. Today we're pulling from the Astrology Answers Tarot cards. I forget from what day of the week it is. Good gravy. Because I start Sundays at my job and it's my Monday, so I'm off a day. But some days I don't even know what day, whatever it is. But starting with the world. So if you're like myself and you're going through disruptions or uncertainty, unknown. So in a personal reading I did yesterday, this was a word that kept coming up. Unknown. And I feel like that's where a lot of us start overthinking worst case scenarios. So one thing that I had posted earlier on my account, if you follow it, is a morning manifestation. Or even when I've been posting a lot, when you catch yourself overthinking about a situation that does not require your energy, it's just a waste of time, a waste of energy, catch yourself. So kind of familiar when my husband passed away and I'm like, trying to, move forward, and, these uncertainties and anxieties would come up, so it's post-traumatic stress disorder, when you're in survival mode, that these negative thoughts, like you're going to lose your house, you're going to do this, you're going to do. So, these things keep coming up. So I would be like, we are safe. I'm thankful for the roof over our head, clothes on our back, food on our table. With this I attract, so I change it to we, because our family. So we attract peace, we attract abundance, we attract a forever home, we attract healing, we attract healthy, being healthy mentally, physically, spiritually. So changing the mindset. So kind of like, and I don't wish this on anyone, having a panic attack is you put a cold compress on your chest, the back of your neck, your forehead, because it's taking it's reversing where you're overthinking in your head, and it's calming your body down. The biggest thing is that we're overworking our body, and that's why it's important to catch this, so you don't develop any later in life any health issues with anxiety where you're overthinking and you're exhausting your body. So that's where a lot of times where people are just like, oh, they're always sleeping, because they're always in their head and they're overthinking. And sleep is good because it gives them the rest they need. I was only sleeping for 4 hours. So some people that overthink will, have insomnia. So when you get rid of the insomnia, they're able to start healing because they're getting the rest they need, and they're sleeping more because they've gone for days without sleeping. So they're overexerting their body, and that's where it can lead to delusions and making things even worse. So if you have someone going through this, even if it's yourself, or, this may come, as information. Hopefully it doesn't. I don't wish this on anyone in the future. But that's what they're saying with the World card. If you have things going on right now, it is coming to an end. These disruptions. And that's the important thing you got to tell yourself, instead of overthinking about it. Like with myself, I'm like, do I do this? Because if I do this, they'll probably come knocking at the door. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't even care anymore. I'm just going to live my life and do what I need to do, because clearly they don't give a crud, so I don't give a crud anymore. I'm just going to deal with it as it comes. There's nothing I can do about it. When things are out of your control like that, there's no notifications, no nothing, 333. That's all you can do, is just do the best you can. Keep moving forward. They're giving positive confirmation here of celebrations. So weddings keep coming up. The bridesmaid, matron of honor. I was doing a personal read. I'm like, who am I forgetting here? And it was the bride. But in some cases, this is a wedding, engagement, but also birthdays. So celebration. So even though you feel out of sorts right now, like they're saying, the World card, things are wrapping up, and positive confirmation that things are changing for the better, where they're saying celebrations are coming. You're going to be able to celebrate again. You're going to, you're going to be able to relax again. Stability. That's what a lot of us like, is stability, and another thing to understand, so this will be heading in, so the full moon is the 27th to 29th. I've seen two different dates. AstroSeek has the 29th. I'll go recheck that again, because sometimes their dates can change, because you know what I mean. It is what it is. But to the best of their ability, that's what they're showing. And then I saw people posting it's the 27th, Sergeant Moon. There's going to be an eclipse. So that's why they're saying this is also going on. It's a double eclipse month. But, this is what they're saying. You do not have all the information to be patient. And this is where, again, they're showing the word unknown. And it's like learning to, and you know what I mean? Learning to dance through the storm. I know that sounds kind of stupid because when you're in your head, it's just like, but this is what they're saying. So positive affirmations. It's like, I don't have all the information. Even myself, I didn't have all the information. I was told something. I tried. Nope. So, okay, that's what I said. What's the worst case scenario? They can say no. It was a no. And it's fine. At least I know I tried. I have the answer. Okay, now what's plan B? This is how I do my life. If that door shuts, that's okay. We'll go to plan B. You know what I mean? If that doesn't work, I have no idea. Trust and have faith in God. You know what I mean? It's just like, you're doing the best you can. You know what I mean? And it's just like, sometimes you just want to beat your head against the wall. You know what I mean? That's why I'm not understanding where people are like, I saw a post, they were wanting $2,000 for a 2-bedroom. And I'm like, how? How is anyone affording that? 555, change and transformation. You know what I mean? And I've also 333 is communication from our ancestors. So open and communication, and it is a very positive, good omen as well. So sometimes, you know, people come on here and they're like, what do they mean? And I'm like, well, you could go onto your search engine and put like angel number or numerology number and then put 333-555 meaning, and they'll give you like a more detail. And I try to share those as well. Anytime I get angel numbers, I'm like, hey, this may speak to someone. But that's what they're saying here. You do not have all the information right now, and more of that information will be made ready to you when the time comes. Balance is coming in. So if you're feeling out of sorts like I am, it's just like, you know what I mean, like we're recalibrated. So 333 again. You know what I mean? It's on the time. But that's why I'm saying be patient. You know what I mean? Do what you feel like you need to do, and that's all you can do. And I know Spirit told me something for our situation, and I'm just like, all due respect, you know what I mean? I'm not seeing it. So even if that happens, it's like, it is what it is. With what knowledge I have available to me right now is why I'm making a plan for that. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's just like, you got to be kind to yourself. What I know right now, this is the plan forward. Another positive omen. So this is where we call upon our loved ones, archangels, angels, Yahweh, Yeshua, Divine Creator, Gaia, Mother Earth. So temperance, if you ever looked into the tarot deck, I believe it's I know it's chakra, I can't remember what the name of it. It's a green tarot. I'll try and pull from it. It's just because of what's going on in the house. It's like, I don't have access to certain things right now. But this is, again, where we're saying dance in the storm. Learning to balance your emotions and keep yourself grounded. Very Aquarius energy, but this is the evolution of strength. Strength has gained her wings. They're highlighting the crown chakra, your heart chakra, and again, just letting things flow. As something exits, something else will come in. You know what I mean? And it's like, sometimes we make plans. This is definitely in the cards that we make plans, and certain things happen. And that's why I'm saying, with what you know right now is why you're basing your actions on what you're doing. You know what I mean? And so, yes, I do have something from Spirit. I understand that, but it's like, I don't see what they're saying. Like, I can't, you know what I mean? So that's where I'm like, well, I'm going to do this anyway. And hopefully, it'll work out. But, what can you do? Sometimes you react with the information you have. You know what I mean? Because like with spirits, with me, sometimes they'll give more. Sometimes it's just that. And it's just like, okay, based on that information still, because I currently, I don't see it, I got to react this way. And this is how a lot of people are feeling right now. Be careful. This is why I'm saying, watch your overthinking, because it's usually, a lot of the time, it's like, it's going to work out. And you know what I mean? And it's just like, sometimes we can't see it. And it's like giving it some time, because we're always in a rush, right? You go on the search engine, this is what I want. And you go on YouTube, search engine, TikTok, you can always find your answers. You may have to do a little digging. Sometimes it's a little tedious, like today, over the past 2 days, but it's like, you will get the answers. So that's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying. With the current information right now, this is how it feels like. You're trying to protect yourself. You can't move left. You can't move right. You can't move because you don't have the information. So this is where maybe we have to ask the question a little bit different, and asking Spirit, how do we move forward? What is coming that I don't see? You know what I mean? And be open to that communication. If that's how you receive your information, obviously, if you are of the earthly means, whatever resonates with you, take what resonates. But, the people that know. Like, even though we feel this way, things can change. 1010. That's what I'm saying. World. Things are coming to an end. But until that happens, you know what I mean? Until we have that information, we're going to have to wait. This is where as pulling the cards, they were saying the Nine of Pentacles. So again, like more information coming here. Some people say this is an earth sign coming to save you, blah, blah, blah. It may be. Maybe earth sign helps you out in some sort of way. But I feel like, this is where it's like something is coming in here. So it may be a financial help. This could be a grounding help because they're showing temperance. But this is what I'm saying. There is a change coming about here. A lot of they keep on talking about cornucopia season. They keep on talking about the new era. So that's why I feel like from the new moon in September, like with that new moon energy moving forward, it'll be a lot easier in the air. I definitely feel like when Pluto retrograde finishes, it'll be a lot easier. Then we head into Mercury retrograde. But then, you know what I mean? It depends how you see the calendar season. I always feel like it's 13 months. I go by the lunar calendar. I obviously do my day-to-day life as according to what everybody else follows. But, when it comes to manifestations and everything like that, that's what I follow, that energy. You know what I mean? And again, take what resonates. But like I said, just because the current circumstance looks like this is not going to be the beat of this forever. I feel like November is going to be significant. I feel like late fall, early November will be significant, where you're going to see a shift. And that's why I'm saying you may need temporary assistance in some sort of way. That's why I'm saying this will come in, and then what you need is there. So if you are able to get by without whatever this assistance is, fine. If not, then do what you need to do, because, if that gives you peace of mind and gives you what you need, peace, inner peace to move forward, then do it. Obviously, with no harm to none, including yourself. Queen of Swords. So because there's half truths here. There's not 12. There's not full truths here. You know what I mean? Information, resources, something is being kept away. And that's why they're saying, doesn't matter what people are trying to do, manipulation, big time of karma, they're cutting through the bull, very Page of Swords. We're cutting through the bull crap, right? And very Libra energy, air energy. So again, crown chakra, receiving information, downloads, dreams, but also being open to it. You know what I mean? Like this morning, getting messages, I'm like, I am pooped. I did a personal reading last night. It was 6 hours. I'm just, you know what I mean? And I had to take care of something, you know what I mean? Which was very tedious. It took up two days, to get an answer, which I already felt, was there. But it's just like, hey, at least I try, and now I know. Queen of Pentacles. People depend on you. And this is what I'm saying. If this will give you peace, go with it. You know what I mean? Because you're not out to harm anyone. You're doing from exactly like I said, the information you currently know. You know what I mean? If that is not clear to you, what's going to happen, you know what I mean? Or if you feel like you don't need it anymore, then you just stop. You know what I mean? But this is where they're saying with the Page of Pentacles is like, not only financially, but a lot of people depend on you. And that's why I'm saying take care of yourself. Make sure you're getting your sleep. Make sure you're getting your rest and rejuvenation. Make sure you're taking care of you. Because people will, no matter how good or whatever's going on, you know what I mean? People call me a complainer, but it's just like, I've been through some things, but it's like, you need to take care of you. You know what I mean? This is where you need, like, you can only work so many hours. You can only do so many things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's like, okay, we need to pump the brakes here. You know what I mean? Like, we need to calm down a little bit here because, you're going to burn yourself out. And if you burn, like I kept on saying, that Billie Eilish, Everything I Wanted, everybody wants something from me now, and I don't want to let them down. That's how a lot of us feel. People count on us. Even though we're burnt out, we will drag our butt out of bed and just go through the motions to make someone else happy. Well, you got to remember to make you happy. 8 of Pentacles. This is what I'm saying. You could work all the hours and all the da-da-da-da that you want. If the current circumstances are not changing and you're trying your level best, but I feel like this is what they're saying. More eyes on you. More people. So, there's something you're doing, 444, that is being put out there. People are seeing. So this is what I'm saying. Things are going to change. So that's what I'm saying. Don't beat yourself up right now. You're doing the best you can. You know what I mean? It's just like, if you're doing everything your level best to change the circumstances, then, pat yourself on the back. At least you're getting up every day and trying. That's all you can do. So, some days you can just taking care of yourself. Some days it's just going through the motions of the day. You know what I mean? But you're doing it. This is a rebirth in your life. Remember, we kept on saying there's a new seedling coming out here? So I just got another new idea. So it's just like, okay, let's, let things settle, and then I can go for that. But this is what I'm talking about. You're getting new ideas because you're open to new opportunities. And when you move, the universe moves. They match your energy and give you everything that you wanted. So like literally, Billie Eilish song. Seven of Cups. It's like all your manifestations. Like, like literally today looking at something on my vision board, and I'm like totally resonated, and I'm like, I put it on there. And that's what I'm saying. There's a rebirth in your life. There's new seedlings. There's something brand new coming in here. This is something you manifested. You know what I mean? And you're putting the work in. That's the thing. Like, even with myself, I was like, I was so freaking busy, and I'm like, okay, give yourself a half an hour, take, rest for a little bit, and then let's get on that. And I did. And I was scared about it, and I'm like, you know what? Who knows? And we don't know. Until we actually try, we don't know. So again, taking those steps. I'm the type of well, it's just like when I started doing readings. I'm like, no one's going to show up. Or when I get a personal reading, I guess that keeps me humble. It's like I sit there and do it. I'm like, oh my God, what about if it doesn't resonate? But that's what keeps me humble, because I don't think I'm the best. I know that I'm a vessel. You know what I mean? As it's given, it can be taken away. So I always try to be respectful. I do what resonates with myself. I know at the end of the day, I have to answer to Yahweh, and I have to look myself in the mirror. So I make sure I do what makes sense to me and what my soul is telling me what to do. So, may not make sense to everybody. That's fine. But that's what I'm saying. As long as you're not harming anyone, including yourself, go with God. You know what I mean? Go with the universe. Whatever. Go and let the wind be that the sailing, the breeze in your sails. Like, just keep moving forward. You know what I mean? It's just like, you got to keep trying. And even if you have to take a nap and rest your eyes, do that, because that's what they need you to do. Because we need you to be at full steam. You know what I mean? We need you to have you at 110%. Put a little energy in your water. You don't have to put the whole packet. Just sprinkle a little bit. If you have a tumbler or one of the, it's like an adult sippy cup. Sprinkle a little bit in there, and do what you can do to move forward. You know what I mean? Just make sure you take care of you. As I was talking about that, it's like just because this is what things look like right now, all of your dreams and manifestations will still happen because you keep on putting the hard work in. I'm really surprised we didn't get the Chariot. That's what I was saying. You are taking the reins. You are taking control. You know what I mean? Just because it looks like this, it's just like, okay, well, fine. We'll come up with plan B. Plan B don't work out. God will bless us or give us an idea for plan C. Things will change because you keep trying. You don't give up. It's like, okay, it may look like this for a little bit. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It may be a day, it may be 2 days, it may be a month, it may be 2 months. But things are going to change. This is not going to last forever. You know what I mean? This is going, and I don't mean forever. This is going to be maybe, 30 to 60 days. It's not going to be that long. It's going to, as quickly as this came in, as quickly as it's going to move out. 6 of Cups. So they're showing that they're making your cup strong again because it's built on a strong foundation. Right? You're always the one to give a handout. Even if it's kind of like that, the help is on the way. God sent Elijah to this woman. She only had enough, meal and oil for one last meal. That was it. That was all they were going to have. And Elijah told her, surely I tell you, if you go cook for me and believe, you will never run out of meal and you will never run out of oil. And it happened. And that's why I'm saying, like, Spirit told me something, you know what I mean? And I understand that, but I'm like, given the current circumstances, I can't see it until it is brought to me or something happens here. I will, obviously I will follow what you guys are saying. You know what I mean? And I do trust and believe, but it's just like, from what I can see, you know what I mean? It's just like, sometimes it's like, again, it's that post-traumatic stress disorder where, you know what I mean? You feelings from the past are trying to play here. And that's something we got to work on, where it's just like, that was then, this is now. because now you're in control. You're not who you were back then when those things are happening and adults were in charge. You're in charge now. So that's where I feel like they're saying is building on that. We've been here before. We've been through the cycle before. Even though it's traumatic, it's feelings from like with us after Shane passed away and we had to, relocate and everything. It's like, don't worry. You know what I mean? Because we see what you're doing, no matter, working XYZ hours and stuff like that. It's like you always, even, like I was saying, even in, you don't have very much money, but you see someone, asking for a cup of coffee, or you buy them a meal or something, or you give them like $10. You know what I mean? It's like, you didn't have to do that, but you were like, you know what? I know how it feels to feel, in that situation where I'm not, who knows where the next, like the lady, Elijah came and blessed her. So it's like, they're praying for a blessing and God speaks to you and it's like, bless them. I know you don't have very much money, but we can spare $10. We can spare a loonie, a toonie. I'm in Canada, so that's why I'm saying that. But it's just like, even when we don't have much, we still try to fill other people's cups. And I feel like that's why the Queen of Pentacles came out. And that's what they're saying. It's like people are depending on you and you don't want to let them down. And that's the biggest thing. That is your biggest driving force. 2112 was on there. I've done that numerology number before. 2112. That comes up a lot. But remember that. You know what I mean? As much as you're pouring to everyone else's cup, make sure you pour into your own. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Ace of Pentacles. This is why I'm saying, even though the situation looks this way, they're saying you're not going to have to work for this. Even though you are. Don't get me wrong. This could have been blocked for you and it's not. Spirit is unblocking it for you. That's what I'm saying. Guardian angels, archangels, past loved ones, they're coming in to help you in right now because they could see what the circumstances. And this is not what we planned. This was not on the bingo card, And it's like we are always praying and asking for, not only for ourselves, but for our loved ones. That's what I love about Shabbat, praying for our loved ones. And it's just like, this was not on the bingo card and we're doing the best that we can with the circumstance. We're about to send a new mountain. That's what I'm saying. This is wrapping up. And then we're coming into a cornucopia season where everything just goes and goes and goes and goes. And I literally just had that. And I'm just like, not like now I feel guilty for what, you know what I mean? Because unplanned expenses and stuff like that came up and I'm like, oh, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's 22. We're doing the best that we can. That's all you can do is just keep moving forward. So 2222 is 8. So again, abundance. This is where I feel like there's a new cycle coming in here. So we're currently building to the full moon. So I feel like this is going to be from the full moon to the waxing crescent starting in the sky, or until like the half moon is there, the first full quarter. That's why I'm saying this is like September 12th and moving forward here. So one thing I did repost was a ceremony where it enhances Lion Gate's portal. So the first one was on the 13th. The next one will be on the 20th, where you wash your hands with, you get a bowl and you put honey and cinnamon in it and you wash your hands and you say your manifestation. So things and opportunities, whatever it is that will bring positive change into your life will stick rather than it flowing through your hands. So the next one will be the 20th, and then on the 27th, that will seal. So you don't wash your hands on the 27th. So the 13th, this may change every year, but from what I can see, so when the Lionsgate portal is, the 2 Thursdays after the Lionsgate portal, you wash your hands with honey and cinnamon. If it makes sense, and you feel like it changes things, then maybe it's something you incorporate every Lionsgate portal, depending if it resonates with you or not. And see what happens. Like, that's what I'm saying. I feel like when I need guidance or to bring in, rituals, if you want to call it rituals, or kitchen magic to enhance what you're already doing. That's what because my kids are like, oh, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not worshiping it. I'm not going against God. I feel like it's brought to enhance what I already believe in, what I already manifest, and I'm not doing it to harm anyone. So, just because you don't understand it or get it doesn't mean it's bad. So, again, with the 2 pillars, calling back in your tribe. So this is like, very wolf moon in January. So maybe people from the past are coming back in. So that's where it's like, that page of, or that nine of Pentacles. I almost said page. the Nine of Pentacles comes in here, and it's like, we're offering you stability. We're offering you like, it could be financial stability. They're saying disability, so maybe someone applied for disability. Maybe they're giving you something here that will give you a lot of rest, that will give you the stability you're looking for. So that's why I'm saying, just because it looks this way right now doesn't mean it's going to look like that way forever. So, that's why I'm saying take care of yourself. I know it's easy to say that, oh, don't worry, da 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 da. It's like, but you, from what you can, like, you're a smart person. What you can calculate in your mind is not what is currently playing out. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying, what the information you have right now is, you make your decision, because that's what you can see right now. So, you know what I mean? They're playing Mrs. Doubtfire when the boyfriend's choking, and he hops over the divider, and he's like, help is on the way, dear, help is on the way. So that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Be open to receiving messages. Help is on the way. That's why I'm saying, like, don't beat yourself up right now. You know what I mean? Like, there's enough going on. You don't need to add to that. So this is reminiscent of the numerology deck effort. So I feel like this is always our aura, our energy. What you need right now is already a part of you. You know what I mean? Even if you can't see it right now. So the next card underneath it is the Fool card. So they're saying a brand new beginning. You're taking the first step to change this situation. That's why I'm saying, have confidence, put the effort in, even if they say no. Spirit sees that you are trying to change the situation for the better. With no harm to none, you're not doing anything crazy. They're just saying, like, given the information they have currently right now, I understand where they're coming from. I understand why they're making the moves they're making. So that's all you can do. You're not doing this out of malice. You're doing this because this is what the current situation looks like. So that's what I'm saying. Take that leap of faith. Like myself, I was very scared to do it. I did it anyway. Let's see what happens. You never know. You never know what door you just opened or what window you just opened. A door closes. I was told no today. Oh, a window opens. We'll see what happens. You never know. I feel like this is the last card. I feel like this is why a lot of us are, it's upsetting. But that's why I'm saying, to start doing that attraction manifestation. When they try to drag you, your thoughts try to drag you to a negative area, like they say, what does the adversary do? If you look at Passion of the Christ, they look to see when you're vulnerable and pounce. So now we're building up a wall here, where that can't come in anymore. You can't attack me anymore. When I'm going through something, it's okay. I'm going to 27. They're showing the Star card. After a chaotic time, it is time for rest and rejuvenation. Big blessings, small blessings. That's why I know everything's going to change. Instead of concentrating on what's going on right now, trust me, I get it's hard to change that thinking. But, like I said, we're attracting happiness. We are attracting abundance. We are attracting positive situations, positive feelings. We are attracting laughter. We are attracting stability. Whatever you want to attract right now, that's where you got to change your mindset. It's like, yeah, I can concentrate on that, but I know I can't do nothing further in that situation. It is what it is. So I'm going to sit there and concentrate on being happy, watch comedies, things that put a smile on your face. We're building a bridge. So we're going across this bridge now to the next part of this situation, because I feel like this is an illusion. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is something, like I said, post-traumatic stress disorder, feelings like from the past, not as traumatic, but it's just like, it's reminiscent, it's rumbling. So they're trying to make this really loud. So you may feel like the earth is shaking. For me, I just feel like it's disruptions. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know what they said. I know that they're saying that things are going to work out. Even though I can't see it, and you know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. If you're able to carry on until November without whatever this plan is, then do so. But if you've, like, from what you can see, what you've done, you don't see the way forward, and you have to ask for help from somebody, something, they were saying disability, then go for it. Because what you had, the information you had, and they can't hold that against you. The information I had at the time, I did not see this. Or I didn't even know about this. So you can't be punished for things you don't know about. I'm sure they're going to still punish you because that's how the system works. But you know what I mean? It's just like, do what you need to do. You know what I mean? Because we need to get you out of this energy. We need to ground you. Very temperance energy, like they're saying. When we go through situations like this, you need to learn how to, balance your emotions. Like they say, dance in the storm. But you know what I mean? Because we feel like this. We feel like we can't move forward, we can't move backwards, like, because her eyes are and her ears are covered. Their eyes or ears are covered. But remember the starting of the reading. Things are coming to an end, are coming full circle, and celebrations and happier times are coming in. You don't know all the information. So, let them do what they need to do and let them, bring that information to you in a positive, healing way. And that's why I share this stuff. I'm not trying to go on and just, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm telling you these things because something I say may resonate with you. And it's like, doing box breathing. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4. If you have to use your finger to do it, to draw a square or a rectangle, do it. What you need to do, go for walks. Right now it's humid as heck outside. You know what I mean? But it's just like when you're able to bring back, I feel like there's been a lot of disruptions. So I feel like it's hard to keep on a routine. So we're like I said, we're getting back into the routine once, all this other nonsense is wrapped up. But, that's what you just keep telling yourself. I'm doing the best I can with the information I currently have. And that's all you can do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick card pull. May the universe bless you good. Enjoy the rest of your day.